Hello there, my name is Sylvia Maina. I lead communications for gender statistics with UN Women East and Southern Africa, and happy World Statistics Day. This year, we're looking at how we can use multimedia in different ways to communicate gender statistics better. This is a growing area of interest, and it's an area that really could do with much more expertise, a lot more visibility, and that's what communications experts in the sector are really working on doing more and more. So at UN Women East and Southern Africa, we've invested quite heavily in this particular area, and we're looking at what are the innovative ways that we can tell the story of numbers while putting in the human interest angles, while meeting audiences where they are, because different audiences are actually much more amenable to different platforms. So for example, you find some of the more seasoned generations are still keen on print media, are still keen on mainstream media, the newspapers, global magazines, for example. So we try and reach them through those platforms. But we have the younger generations who also have a voice, who also have an opinion, who need to be made aware of what's going on in the world around them through gender data. So of course, we've invested quite heavily on social media for these purposes. Now, when we talk about such platforms, social media, we have television still running, we have print media, like I've said. We can't do away with things such as infographics, because this speaks to people using the visuals, but it also still uses numbers and some sort of intrigue by breaking down some of this data into bite-sized chunks that's easy to read, understand, even for a layperson, and more importantly, to remember. Right? Because we know we need these numbers to remain in people's minds, in people's thoughts, so that even as they go about their day-to-day business, be they public leaders, be they private sector leaders, be the usual citizen on the street, they are able to understand what's going on in the world around them, particularly when it comes to the state of women and girls. We're also quite big on using transmedia, which is basically where we try and tell one story or share one particular type of data, but using different products on different platforms. And we found this to be quite effective, where perhaps we'll have poems, we'll have a song saying the same thing that the poem was saying, or we will have a short video but done as an animation rather than a classic recording, saying the same data points that were there in the poem and in the poem and in the song, right? So you find that this reaches different audiences in different ways, because we understand these audiences are not homogeneous. They have different ways of processing information. Some people are more visual than others. Others appreciate the creative arts. Others love to read. Others love to listen while they go. So we're also looking at investing in platforms such as podcasts. We have our South Africa office looking into this, and we're really excited for the opportunity to share gender data on such dynamic platforms. So this World Statistics Day, I urge you to continue to think about how we can get gender data into the right hands at the right time, in the right format, and in a timely fashion to ensure that we really do have a strong effect on changing the lives of women and girls through policies, decisions, programs, planning, and even gender responsive budgeting that can really change the way we see things on our planet and have a better society for sustainable development. All the best this day, and rooting for all of us all.
In the numbers we see, in the silence of the night, in the noise of the day, there's a rhythm in the data showing us the way. From the mountains to the markets, from the cities to the streams, it's the numbers that reveal the stories and the dreams. In the numbers we see, in the charts we believe, truths that were hidden now rise and breathe. Every point, every line, every trend we find, data lights the path for humankind. It's the pulse of the people, the echo of the land. Ooh. Evidence and insight go hand in hand. From gender gaps to climate maps, we are building the future with facts, not traps. No more guessing, no more haze. We move with purpose through the maze. With every bite, we break the mold, turning questions into gold. In the numbers we see, in the stories they weave, a world more just, more bold, conceived. Let the data speak, let the evidence lead, to a world that listens, learns, and beliefs. This is Jonathan, and my name is David. Signing off.
Je m'appelle Hawa et j'ai 19 ans. Le monde me regarde parfois sans me voir, mais je sais. Je sais que l'avenir n'attend pas, il se construit. Chiffre après chiffre, rêve après rêve. Mes sœurs, mes amis s'appellent Aminata, Jainaba, Hadja et Fatih. Elles habitent un village, une ville, une idée. Elles étudient la nuit à la lumière d'une bougie. Ou branche un ordinateur dans un cyber brillant, avec la conviction tranquille que le savoir est une clé. Et qu'elles ont le droit d'ouvrir la porte. Les statistiques le murmurent. Quand une fille termine l'école, le PIB d'un pays peut croître de 3%. Et les mariages précoces diminuent de moitié. Derrière ces chiffres, il y a leur visage, leurs mains pleines de promesses, leur cœur battant à la mesure du monde. Elles veulent coder, créer, triger, inventer, pas être des exceptions, mais des évidences. Elles veulent une place dans les chiffres et dans les décisions qu'ils inspirent. Car elles sont la donnée manquante, celle qui change toute l'équation. Si on leur laisse le champ libre, elles bâtiront les ponts entre les continents, des entreprises entre les idées, des lendemains entre les peuples. Leur avenir n'est pas un chiffre à prévoir, c'est une force à libérer. Alors, en ce 20 octobre, honorons ces filles qui marchent debout, ces jeunes femmes qui osent compter pour elles-mêmes et pour toutes les autres. Car quand elles avancent, le monde tout entier fait un pas vers la lumière.
Citizen-generated and community-driven data plays an absolutely vital role in a robust, sustainable and inclusive national data ecosystem.
Citizen-generated data collected by civil society organizations can provide more granular and community-level perspective compared to official statistics produced by national statistics offices.
We see that citizens react quickly. They're able to collect data that's not easily accessible to national offices and to data collection teams.
And it provides the access to data that NSOs do not have the capacity, the finances or the logistical wherewithal to be able to provide.
As a director of a national statistical office, I can say we need the collaboration. Why? Because NSOs cannot do everything. And if we are describing a society, we need to represent everyone that belongs to it and with every needs.
Within a large population like India, about 40% of the population is officially recognized as marginalized and minority communities. The national statistics, being infrequent and sample-based, lack adequate information on these communities.
The world continues to lack the full picture of the marginalization and discrimination against indigenous people.
Citizen-generated data has the potential to collect realities at community level, as well as the needs and solutions of vulnerable groups and minorities.
It fills the gaps, the data gaps that we find, especially for those groups most left behind, those groups that are marginalized, such as persons with disabilities.
I think it's also very important for realizing the SDGs and also the Leave No One Behind principle.
Kila kona ya Afrika, takwimu hutuongoza. Wanawake kwa watoto kwa vijana, takwimu hutuongoza. Takwimu ni mwangaza, sauti ya watu, hutuletea mwangaza kwetu sisi na kuondoa giza hapa Afrika. Takwimu mbele, twende mbele Afrika. Takwimu ni mwangaza, sauti ya watu, hutuletea mwangaza kwetu sisi na kuondoa giza hapa Afrika. Takwimu mbele, twende mbele Afrika. Clap, yay!